Sometimes sending people into space just isn't enough. Sometimes we need to send poop! Humans as a species have sent some incredible things into space, not the least of which are humans. But we have also sent some things out there that are completely weird and will just make you scratch your head. Seriously, not everything that enters space is worth $1 billion. You probably thought I was joking about that poop thing. Here are the 10 craziest things ever sent into space. Number 10 is a tool bag. Just because there's no gravity in space doesn't mean you can't drop something. Just ask Captain Hyde Stephanician Piper, who happened to drop something pretty expensive while out on a spacewalk outside of the International Space Station. On November 18th, 2008, a NASA astronaut was outside of the station attempting to repair a solar array when she found that a grease gun had leaked inside of her tool bag. While trying to clean out the bag, which is obviously quite difficult in zero gravity, she lost her grip on it. The bag and its contents, which weighed around 14 kilograms and was worth around $100,000, just gone. A number of amateur astronomers reported spotting the bag in orbit before it burned up in August of 2009 in the atmosphere nearly a year late. Oops, nothing like $100,000 Butterfingers. Number 9 is human waste. Yep, here it comes, the poopies! Though it might seem disgusting to consider, many astronauts have reported that watching their waste float off into space is one of the most beautiful things they've ever seen off-planet. Definitely off-planet, because on-planet poo-poo is While astronomers resort to wearing a fancy space version of an adult diaper during liftoff and re-entry, when in orbit they have a special facility that allows them to jettison their waste into the dark beyond. Of course, with the 2.7 degrees Kelvin temperature in space, urine freezes instantly into crystals that enter a similar orbit, basically becoming debris or being vaporized as it enters our planet's atmosphere. Of course, today the International Space Station has a filtration system which turns urine into drinkable water, reducing the amount of frozen urine crystals that are going to float around Earth. Happy birthday, Timmy! Here's your telescope! Wow, thanks, Mom! What do you see? Poop? Number 8 is a spacesuit. On February 3rd, 2006, an expired Orlan spacesuit was released from the International Space Station, the source of many off things that have entered the Earth's orbit. An experiment concocted by some Russian scientists in the ISS program, led by Sergei Sambarov, the SuitSat-1 was outfitted with sensors that had a radio transmitter mounted to the helmet that transmitted telemetry data and voice recordings in multiple languages. The public was encouraged to tune into the frequency to hear messages from the floating spacesuit from some of the team members behind it and students from multiple countries. But after only 2 rotations, SuitSat, which by then was also known as Mr. Smith or Ivan Ivanovich, stopped broadcasting due to its batteries dying. Really? We're going to release $1 million suit into space and we can't put some AA batteries in that thing that'll last? Science, step it up! Number 7 is a spatula. Who wants some eggies? Oh, they're floating away. If you ever find yourself barbecuing in Earth's orbit and need a spatula, just wait a bit, and one might just make its way around you. On July 12th, 2006, astronaut Piers Sellers was working with some heat tile putty during a spacewalk when he lost a tool. Sellers and his fellow crew members on board the Discovery STS-121 shuttle were tasked with testing in-orbit repairs when Piers' spatula floated away. Apparently, he was quite upset about losing the utensil and claimed it was his favorite one. But sadly, it's no longer floating around up there, as scientists apparently have nothing better to do than check if a spatula is in space and have verified that it burned up upon re-entering the atmosphere. Okay, John, time to check on the astronauts' oxygen levels. Yeah, not right now, Tim, I'm watching the spatula. Number 6 is the Colbert treadmill. With no gravity, it's hard to exercise in space. So how do astronauts do it? Well, if they're on the International Space Station, they can use the Colbert treadmill. Yes, named after that Stephen Colbert, the late-night comedian, the combined operational load-bearing external resistance treadmill uses harnesses and straps to keep the runner in place so that they don't float away. Colbert had called on his audience during an online NASA contest to name one of the nodes on the ISS, asking them to write in votes to dub it Colbert. The space agency declined to do so, opting to name the exercise machine after him instead. I would say, how dare you not name a node after Stephen Colbert? He's a national treasure! But then again, I don't even know what a node is, so a treadmill sounds better, I guess. Number 5 is a Buzz Lightyear toy. To infinity and beyond is a popular catchphrase of Buzz Lightyear, a character from Disney and Pixar's animated film Toy Story. The line, of course, is a fan favorite, and never before was it more true than on May 31st, 2008, when a Buzz Lightyear toy was sent to the great beyond. The action figure was sent via crew shuttle to the International Space Station, where it spent 15 months orbiting the Earth in a joint venture to promote the new educational partnership between NASA and the Walt Disney Company. Yeah, that makes sense. A toy's probably better than a mouse. Can't breathe. During its 468-day mission, the figure was documented in photos and video with fellow crew members. Treated like a real hero once it returned back to Earth, multiple press conferences and even a ticker tape parade at the Magic Kingdom were held in its honor, and it was later donated to the Smithsonian. Number 4 are human remains. Yep, nothing like using $1 billion spaceship to send out dead corpse powder. For those we've lost that were truly out of this world, there are some incredible memorial services, including one where a person's remains can literally be out of this world. Celestis, a Houston, Texas-based company, offers a service called Space Funeral Flights, in which the cremated remains of a loved one are launched into space on board a rocket. These memorial space flights have stayed in orbit anywhere from a couple of hours to years, and some of them even landed on the moon. In fact, the remains of Gene Roddenberry, the creator of the Star Trek universe, were on board the inaugural flight in 1997. Since then, several actors, government officials, and even some NASA scientists have had their ashes sent into space. Number 3 is pizza. Okay, this one does make sense. We should be sending humanity's most delicious treat into space. It turns out that even the crew on board the International Space Station can order a pizza if they get hungry. It just takes a lot longer than 30 minutes to arrive. In the spring of 2001, Pizza Hut made $1 million deal with the Russian space program to send a pizza to cosmonaut Yuri Usachov, who was serving on the ISS. The items, which were vacuum sealed, arrived on a resupply rocket and included a crispy personal-sized crust, sauce, cheese, and salami, which replaced pepperoni due to the more traditional topping growing mold during tests. Unfortunately, American astronauts on the station were ordered not to have any of the pizza due to NASA's strict ban on advertising. Man, NASA is savage. These people went literally above and beyond for Earth's space research, and you can't even give them a bite of za? How dare you? Number 2 are Playboy pictures. On November 19, 1968, Apollo 12 successfully landed on the moon for the second time in history. NASA astronauts Charles Pete Conrad and Alan Bean made a trip to the lunar surface while Richard Gordon stayed in orbit. Prior to takeoff, the mission's backup crew, led by David Scott, set up a few pranks for the astronauts. Oh, and it wasn't a whoopee cushion, it was nasty. In charge of creating the crew's handy wrist checklist, a type of cheat sheet to remind them of tasks, the backup crew added images taken from Playboy magazine. Turns out that wouldn't be the last time they saw such images in orbit. It gets a little lonely out there, you know what I'm saying? And number 1 is the Tesla Roadster. One of the craziest and coolest things to ever orbit our wonderful planet just so happens to be the most recent thing to get there. And that cool thing is a red 2008 Tesla Roadster that's being driven by a dummy in a spacesuit. Yep. Launched on February 6, 2018, the payload in the capsule of a Falcon Heavy rocket, the most powerful rocket in operation, the car was sent up by business magnate Elon Musk. His company, SpaceX, was testing their new rocket and trying to place the vehicle in an elliptical orbit between the Earth and Mars, the red planet that the billionaire wants to colonize. The Tesla car even has a sticker on the dash which reads, "Don't panic," a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and is blaring David Bowie's 1971 song Life on Mars on a loop. All hail Elon Musk, the geek king of the world! So those were the 10 craziest things ever sent into space, and if you guys enjoyed this, remember to give it a big thumbs up. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell beside the subscribe button so that you never miss a thing, because I release new videos all the time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!